So we just went by a bunch of turtles out there sunning themselves out here on Salem Lake. And it reminded me of back when I was training horses. Y'all just need to follow along with this story because, quite frankly, this is a pretty decent one. But anyway, I was out riding, and when somebody come by and how you doing today? When somebody has a horse in training, I would take them out and go riding with them, and they would ride their horse and I would ride typically another horse that's in training. Generally speaking, I rode a horse that only had 1 or 2 rides on it because I wanted to get them out there pretty darn quick. And so we were out riding along, and this woman was on her horse, and I was on this young green colt, and she says about, boy, it must be nerve-wracking for you to be working here a lot of times by yourself. Michelle worked for a company at this point. She wasn't working at home on a farm with me. And I says, and we got a lot of wind coming in here all of a sudden. So we'll see how this microphone works on that. But anyway, I says, you know, it's no real big deal as far as I'm concerned. Matter of fact, I was thinking of hanging a sign in my barn that had a line and days on the job without an on-site accident. And, you know, we got a little laugh out of that. And we're riding along a little bit more, and I come across this snapping turtle crawling through the grass there. And of course, turtles, they like wet. And so he was crawling where it was good and wet. And my horse noticed it too. Colt that I was riding, and was a little bit leery of it. And so what I kind of thought was, good morning, how y'all doing today? My thought was, good morning. What a golden opportunity to not only help this horse get over something that he's leery about, but show this client how to get a horse over something that they're leery about. You know, I always love when situations present themselves like that. And so I proceeded to show her what I was doing, and got that colt to where he come down, and boy, he stuck his nose down there pretty close on that, towards that turtle, and boy, that old snapper threw his head out there and opened his mouth up, and I started to laugh because it's, you know, made the horse kind of spring his feet just a little bit. And I kind of rocked back in the saddle when I laughed, and that colt took a jump forward just as I was rocking back, and I come right off the back of him. And of course I landed right splat, right in that wet spot, right on my back. And of course I was all right, and the poor client was kind of freaking out just a little bit, but I mean, it's all good. And I went over there and I collected up my colt. Now my butt's soaked, my back is soaked, everything's soaked on me, and I stepped back onto my colt. I said, you know, I probably didn't need to be kind of so casual there. I probably needed to be a little bit better seated to handle anything. And I look over at her and I say, you know, that sign that I was going to put, well, we're going to hold off on that for just a little bit. So, and I think about that every time I see a turtle somewhere. Yeah, that was some fun times we've had with him.